1 minute early yet again, guys. How's it going? Oh, it's all gone. It's all gone. I shaved the beard, guys. I shaved the beard. Felt like a change. Started irritating me, so off it came. Off it came. So I hope you guys are going well. Today I thought that we could do a live class where I just chat to you guys. You can ask me some questions. We can chat about some Aussie slang as well. It's a pretty relaxed one, guys. My voice is still a bit shoddy. It's still a bit dodgy, so I'm drinking green tea and lemon juice here. I think the main culprit for why my voice has been so screwed up after this cold is that I just have this cough constantly. So it's ruining my vocal cords. Anyway, I'm going to give this a quick share. As usual, guys, make sure you give me a thumbs up if you can hear the audio okay. I always like to check that that's going right before we really get into it, before we get into the content. So I'm going to give this a cheeky share. Cheeky meaning quick, sort of on the side, a little bit naughty. That's good Aussie slang. You should definitely use that. Give that a quick share. But I hope you guys are going well. Eliana, how are you going? Today I thought that we would just talk through some Aussie slang that I've got here. If you guys have questions that you'd like to ask me regarding Aussie slang, expressions, Australia, me, the podcast, anything at all during the episode, feel free to chime in. Feel free to put all of your questions down below during this episode. I will try to get to them when I have time, whether it's during the episode or at the end of the episode, and I'll try and answer as many as possible. How's it going, Ruchi? Welcome to the episode. Rocio as well. You guys are always the first to show up, so good on you. G'day. How are you, Ruch? Today's just going to be me chatting about Aussie slang, guys. So if you have slang terms that you'd like me to talk about, feel free to chuck them in the comments section below. It fell off, Rocio. The beard fell off. Rocio's asked what happened. Felt like a change. All right, so I'm just going to flick through this little book here, guys. I have this little cute book. See if I can show you. Hopefully it's around the right way. Could be backwards. Australian Slang Dictionary. And this has like 900 terms, I think it says there at the bottom, that are Australian slang. A lot of these I haven't actually heard, but I thought that we can just start flicking through this, find some expressions, find some slang, and I will use some and see if I can get you guys to use some in the comment section as well. All right, so the first one, tar. Tar is spelt T-A. So I'm going to write these in comments as we go as well. Tar. Who can tell me what tar means? If someone was to hand me something and I said tar, what do you think tar would mean? What's another word for tar? So someone hands me something and I'm like, oh, tar, mate. Tar. It means thank you. Thanks. It's a very Aussie way of saying thank you or thanks. You're going to hear this all the time. Do you mind if I grab a table, mate? No worries at all. Here it is. Oh, tar. Here's your drink, mate. Tar. Did you want to sit down over here? Yeah, tar. So tar. Very easy. And it's commonly used, it's commonly taught to children in Australia because it's obviously an easier sound to say, tar, T-A, than thanks. So tar is a very common one. I definitely recommend that you guys use it. All right, two more here. These are two that I really like. If something is sus, S-U-S-S, let me type this one for you. So to be sus, to be a bit sus. If something looks a bit sus, what do you think sus is short for? It's short for a word. So this is Aussie slang. It's probably used by other people too. But if there's a guy driving slowly down the street and, maybe he's got binoculars and he's looking at things, he doesn't look like he's, trustworthy. He looks a bit sus. That guy's a bit sus. Exactly. Rocio nailed it. Suspicious. Or it could be suspect. We can say that something is suspect. That's a little bit suspect. That's a little bit suspicious. So it's a bit sus. Sus is a really good one I recommend you guys using. We can also use it in a phrasal verb. So to suss something out, often used as to suss it out, means to investigate. It means to try and work it out, to figure it out. And that's why it will have been made into that phrasal verb without. Someone at some point has taken the word suss and they've inserted it into the phrasal verb form of work out, figure out, suss out. So that's how phrasal verbs will often be created, like new ones that become commonly used. It's that originally it was another phrasal verb, work out, figure out, and someone switched the verb. So sometimes to suss something out, it sounds like it doesn't have a literal meaning. Suss something out, like outside. I don't know, expanding out. So it's related to figure out or to work something out, to investigate something, to try and find out more about it. I'll suss it out. So some examples of how to use this. Imagine I want to book a hotel for a conference. We're doing an Aussie English conference and I need to book a hotel or I need to book some kind of conference room. And I don't know the details. I don't know how much it's going to cost. I don't know if it's available. I don't know what time I could do it. If I ring them up, I'm ringing them up to find out about it. I'm ringing them up to figure out the times. I'm ringing them up to work out the times. I'm sussing it out. I'm sussing things out. I'm trying to suss out the time. I'm trying to suss out the place. All of that. It's a really good phrasal verb to suss something out. Okay, so I definitely recommend using that. What else have we got here? Sucked in. Sucked in. Okay, that's a good one. So that's kind of used as an adjective there. You are sucked in. To suck is to do this, you know, for something to be pulled into something else. To suck. If you're sucked in, I guess literally that would be the idea of you've been sucked into something. But we use sucked in. You can use it as a verb as well, to suck someone in. And I'll write this out for you again, to suck someone in or to be sucked in. And this means to be deceived, to be tricked. So if you suck someone in to something, or they get sucked in, or they are sucked in, it means that they've been tricked or they've been deceived, right? So if you were a con man, you're someone trying to go out there and deceive people. If you successfully trick someone, they've been sucked in. You've sucked them in, they've been sucked in. And you might just hear people say this from time to time. They'll just say, oh, sucked in. So like, maybe if I spent a ridiculous amount of money on something, a watch, a car, a new house, and I invited my friends over, they came over to my house and they said, I saw this house for sale for 100 grand less last week. 100 grand is $100,000. 1 grand is $1,000. So 100 grand. So they saw it for $100,000 less the week before. And so if I got sucked in, I was tricked and I had to buy it for more than they'd seen it worth the previous week. So I hope that makes sense. I was deceived, I was tricked, I was sucked in. So that's a really good one, to suck in. So literally, to suck something in. Figuratively, it's to be tricked or deceived. Oh man, I got sucked in again. What else have we got here? A sook. Oh man, this is a good one. Sook, to be a sook. If you're a sook, it is sensitive, soft, someone who whinges about something. So the example sentence they have here is, stop whinging, you bloody sook. So I'll write that out for you guys. Stop whinging, you bloody sook. So, okay, there's a few slang words in this sentence. The first is obviously sook, although it's at the end of the sentence. If you're a sook, you're a wuss, you're someone who complains a lot, you might get upset really easily. Okay, so you're a sook. If you whinge, it's to complain. And it's the idea of complaining with a really annoying kind of sound, like, Oh, I don't want to go. I don't want to go to the shops. That's like whinging. If a kid whinges, you might tell them to stop being a sook, stop being a bloody sook, stop whinging, harden up. We'll get onto that in a sec. So, to whinge is to complain, be in a noisy, kind of annoying way. To whinge. A sook is someone who's a wuss, and wuss is spelled W-S-S, sort of interchangeable there. A sook, a wuss, someone who's a wimp, a wuss, a sook. They're kind of not brave, not courageous, and a sook is someone who's kind of those features but complains. And bloody literally means it's something is bloody. It's an adjective, and it means to be covered in blood, literally. So if someone punched me in the nose and I started bleeding, blood was coming out of my nose and got on my shirt, I was bloody. My shirt was bloody. It got bloody from the blood coming out of my nose. Okay, so literally it means to be covered in blood. But we can use this figuratively or as like a kind of really, really polite swear word in Australian English and British English. So this has come from British English originally. You won't hear Americans say this, but you will hear Brits and Australians, and I think Kiwis. New Zealanders might say this a lot as well. They'll say, oh, bloody hell, bloody oath, the bloody thing won't work. He's a bloody sook. And it's the equivalent of saying fucking, if I want to swear, to fucking, but it's a very polite version of fucking. So when you use that as, I guess it's an adjective as well, the fucking thing, the bloody thing, you wouldn't say fucking in really, really, really formal situations or with strangers. Bloody, on the other hand, bloody you can say. I don't think anyone would ever be offended by the word bloody, and if they did get offended, they're a sook. They're a bloody sook if they get offended. All right, I said harden up, okay? To harden up. Type this one out for you as well. And it'll often be used as a kind of suggestion or order. Harden up, mate. Harden up. This is a really good one for someone who's a sook, someone who's a wimp or a wuss, and I'll write all those out. A sook, a wimp, or a wuss. People who are not brave. They're not courageous. They're not willing to do difficult things, unpleasant things. They're wusses, sooks, and wimps. You can tell these people, if you want them to be more courageous, you want them to strengthen up, and we're turning it into a phrasal verb there with up to mean completely. So to increase the amount of strength or hardness, okay? And so we say harden up, like toughen up, we can use that as well. Toughen up, harden up to mean be more strong, be stronger. Be harder. If he's a really hard guy, he's not a softie. Soft and hard, we'll use these as kind of opposites. That guy's really soft, he's a wuss. This guy's really hard, he's tough. My voice is going. I'm gonna have some water quickly. So yeah, we can use harden up or toughen up to sort of order someone to be braver, be stronger. Harden up. And a good one with this, you might hear sometimes people say things like, have a teaspoon of cement. So I don't have a teaspoon with me, like a little spoon of cement. Eat it and harden up, become harder, okay? So that's a pretty funny expression that you can use on people who are wimps, wusses, or sooks. All right, let's find some more. What else have we got here? Sprung. Sprung's a good one. To be sprung. Again, that's using a verb, spring. We're using it as an adjective, to be sprung. So the past participle of to spring, sprung. If you get sprung in Australian English as a slang term, this means to be caught doing something. So usually when you don't want to be caught. So maybe you were making out with someone, so kissing someone, and your parents come into the room, they caught you. They could say, you've been sprung. So we've caught you, okay? You got caught doing something. Oh, we got sprung. They sprung us. They got us. We got sprung. We can also use this though to allow someone to escape from somewhere. If I go to a prison and bust it in, so I smashed my way in and rescue someone, I spring them out, or I get them sprung out. They get sprung out. So it can be that they've sort of, I guess it's kind of like a spring, which is that wire, and it goes boing, and they kind of, you know, get taken out of the prison by being sprung. All right. Remember, guys, if you have any questions about slang terms, put them down in the comment section below. You're welcome to ask me anything. I'm going to keep drinking my tea from time to time here, because I'm worried my voice is going. I've had this stupid cough all week, like cough, and it's been killing my vocal cords. What else have we got? All right, a spud. Who knows what a spud is? If I eat spuds, it's a type of veggie, and a veggie is a vegetable. A veggie is a vegetable. If I eat a spud, it's a kind of vegetable, and I might have spuds with meat, right? Spuds with meat. I might have spuds with lettuce, carrots. That's it. Leonardo got it. A spud is a potato, okay? So spud's a potato. We might grab some spuds. Yeah, we'll go get some spuds. I'm not 100% sure where that came from though. Man, there are some really, really gross ones in here that I'm not going to tell you. Oh gosh. There's spewing. If you're spewing, it means you're upset. I'll write that one out for you guys. To be spewing. Oh man, he's spewing. He's spewing. If you're spewing, you're upset. You're, you know, not necessarily angry, but kind of just sad, upset, annoyed about that thing. Okay, so spewing. He was spewing about something. That's a good point to make too. If you're spewing about a thing, okay? Spewing about something. So I would probably use this quite a bit if, say, I lost some money whilst betting on some horses during the Melbourne Cup. So I'm putting money down on the horses, I'm betting on the horses, I lose, my horse dies, or loses the race, doesn't have to die, but I lose my money, so I could say, damn, I'm spewing, meaning I'm upset, I'm angry, or just sad about that. What else have we got here? Let's see, there's some funny ones in here, man. To get shirty. All right, there's one for you. To get shirty. Hold your horses. That's a good one too. If you get shirty, this is to get upset or angry, okay, about something too. I guess you get shirty about something. Don't get shirty, mate. And a shirt is this. It's what you put on your upper body to keep warm. A shirt. I don't know why we made it into a, I guess an expression that means to get angry or upset, but yeah, you can get shirty. You can get shirty about something. So what else? We got some hold your horses. That's a good one. That's a good expression. So I'm just going to blow my nose. Sorry, guys. It's killing me. Oh, so over this cold. All right. So hold your horses. Hold your horses is a good expression for wait. Can you wait? Okay. Hold your horses would be like get the reins, the things that are attached to the horse, hold on to them so that the horses don't go, okay? So hold your horses. My dad would probably say this to me when I was a kid and I was getting impatient. I wasn't waiting. So yeah, I would definitely use that as well. Hold your horses. It's not rude, it's how you say it though. I think like anything, if someone's impatient and you yell at them, so you're like, hold your horses! It's the tone that you use. It's not so much that you've said hold your horses, it's the way you've said the expression or whatever it is. Wait! So I wouldn't worry about it being rude, Ruchi. Sociopaths used another one. You seem a little under the weather. I'm coming good. I'm coming good. I feel fine. I just have this stupid runny nose. So it's like, you know, liquids coming out of my nose. So I have to constantly blow my nose. and I am coughing. So it's kind of annoying. I feel fine now, but I am still a little bit under the weather. So let's see, what else have you guys asked me about? Bora wants the translations in French. I would love to, but I don't know if I can do that instantly on here. Leonardo, it was my first meal when I arrived to Melbourne down at Chapel Street. He had spuds. Awesome, awesome. How is sprung written? So sprung, I don't know if it's he was sprung, he is sprung, he was sprang. I think it's one of those weird verbs in English where it could have two past participles, sprang or sprung. I'm probably just screwing that up grammatically, but it's because it's not used often by native speakers. We're not going to hear it all the time. I think we often confuse them. But sprung, that pronunciation is with a U, S-P-R-U-N-G, sprung, and sprang is with an A, S-P-R-A-N-G. So what other questions have you guys? Is that you? It is. My beard came off. I don't know what happened, guys. It just disappeared. What else have we got here? All right, yeah, everyone's noticing the beard. Have you got any other questions, guys? Is there anything I can help you with? We can keep going through these and hopefully my voice will hold up. Hey, Adriana. Adriana's come in. Make sure you go check her out, guys, at English with Adriana. She's an amazing Australian English teacher as well. She's awesome. Definitely go onto her Facebook page, get onto her YouTube channel, get onto her Instagram. She's a girl as well. It's obviously Adriana. So if you want to practice your pronunciation, if you're a girl and you want to sound more like an Australian female speaker, I guess definitely go on there. Rocio, is povo a slang term? How did you learn that, Rocio? That's a pretty obscure one. Povo. It is. I think povo is related to poverty. So if you're povo, we've turned a noun, poverty, which is a noun, you know, if you live in poverty, poverty is a noun, but we've made it into an adjective by saying povo and put an O on it there. No, it's not pervert. Povo is for something to be cheap or like not very good quality, right? So povo I would use if someone showed up to my house in a car that had broken down, maybe someone had smashed a window and they'd put a black bag over the window and it was making a lot of noise because it was breaking down, I would say that car is pretty povo. If a kid showed up to school when I was younger and he had like holes in his pants, maybe he looked like he hadn't showered, he had no food, he was very poor, I could say he was povo, really povo. But that is a slang term I haven't heard in a very long time. I think I used that one mainly when I was in primary school or even maybe early high school. So it's probably not that common anymore, but that's what it means. Pervert would be perv. I think you would refer to them just as pervs. That guy's a real perv. So again, we've just shortened it to the first syllable. You're a perv, mate. You're a perv. It's to I guess look at people when you shouldn't be looking at those people. But pervert is, it's something you don't want to call people, okay? Okay, so definitely don't do that. A cool thing though with perv, you can say that you're having a perv, which is like to be looking at something, as a slang term for looking at something. So if you are a pervert, that's a really negative thing, but some Australian slang would be, I'm just having a perv, which is like, I'm just having a look. It could literally mean that you're perving on someone. So you're like, down the beach, someone's in a bikini and you're looking at them and you're like, I like what I see. That's being a perv. But you can have a perv by looking at something. So to have a perv, okay? That's a really good expression. You should definitely learn that. Adriana Novoa wants to know, is the word pom to refer to British people offensive? I wouldn't consider this offensive, although I'm not a pom or a pommy. So I think it would depend how you use it, but I don't think so. It's kind of like how we say yank or Yankee for an American. So it's not really derogative in and of itself. There might be people who get offended by this, but not overly, I don't think. So I think if I had really good friends who were from England, I might say, oh, these are my pom mates or my pommy mates, meaning they're from England. And it's just a way that people will know instantly, okay. Same with Yankee, I could say, these are my Yankee mates. Okay, so it's not considerably offensive, although maybe someone might find a reason to be upset about it. What else have we got here? Is it rude to say, hold your horses? If you say hold your horses as in wait, I don't think it's rude. It's all about how you say those expressions. If you really yell at someone and say hold your horses, then yeah, it could potentially be rude. So what's creep by? Creep. So creep is to kind of like make no noise to go past someone or by something. So if you creep by, this is to kind of like, walk past, move past something by creeping. So to creep by, that's a really good one. I'll write that out for you guys. To creep by is to sort of quietly pass something. That's a really good one. I do look different without the beard. You'd be worried if I looked the same with the beard, right guys? So what happened to the beard? I just got bored. Yesterday I decided to shave it. I shaved it down to a little bit, and then today I was like, just took everything. Shaved the top, shaved the sides, shaved everything off my face. How's it going? What else? We got some questions here. Okay. Is there any rule to making Australian slang words shorter when we use O on the end? I've definitely made a video about this, okay guys, and I've listed about 30 or 40 words with O. The trick here, and I'll write this out for you, ones with O and either IE or Y, slang terms, these get made by taking the first syllable of the word. For instance, service station. So there's 4 syllables. Service station. We've just taken the first syllable, serve, and we put an O on the end. Servo. So service station becomes servo. You're going to see that happen a lot. Another example, barbecue. Barbecue. I'm going to get my mates to come over and have a barbecue. I'm going to get them to come over and have a Barbie. Barb-E. So the first syllable, barb, and then we've just put E on the end. Okay, so often this is a really good way of working out what these words mean, trying to intuit what these words mean in Australian English. When you hear people use slang terms, it'll be obvious because you'll hear an O at the end or an E sound at the end. And often you need to just hear the first syllable, Barbie, servo, serve, service, service station. And the same with Barbie, barbecue. So it's the first syllable and then they've put an E sound on the end or an O sound on the end. There is no reason though why we pick one over the other. It's just that someone decides we're going to put an O on the end and that just sticks. People decide this is really good, okay? So what do you reckon, guys? Can you list any slang terms? Can you tell me any slang terms in Australian English that you know of that have O on the end or IE on the end, guys? Can you use them in a sentence? Who knows what a Barbie is? Barbie. If I go to a Barbie or I have a Barbie and I put some snags on the Barbie, what is a Barbie? I just mentioned it previously. Can anyone tell me? And I guess another good example while you guys are doing that, a brilliant example for you guys is veggie and veggie or veggies. So in Australian English, vegetarian, we keep veg and we put an O on the end, veggo. And this is a person who's a vegetarian. But if we want to talk about a vegetable, we put E on the end. So veggie and veggo. So that's how we can tell the difference between these two. All right, practi. We got some good ones, guys. We got some good ones. Some other slang terms here. Practi is in practice. That's a good one. To pay your rego. I have to pay my rego. Can you guys tell me what rego means in Australian English? If I need to pay for my rego on my car, it's my car registration. Registration, reg-o. Registration, rego. That's it. Caesar said, see you this arvo. See you this arvo. Who knows what arvo means? Arvo. See you this arvo. I'll see you tomorrow, arvo. I saw him yesterday, arvo. See you this arvo. Arv, afternoon. So arvo is afternoon, exactly. So you see the pattern there. So what else have we got here? Barbecue, Brizzy. So if I go to Brizzy, Brizzy's a place in Queensland. Briz-e. I've put the E sound on the end of the first syllable. Briz-e. What is Brizzy? What does that sound like? Out of the cities in Australia, we've got Melbourne, Sydney, Brisbane, right? So Brizzy, Brisbane. Vejo, what else have we got here? Australian English is absolutely wrong. Aw, man, don't be like that. Don't be like that. What else have we got? University, exactly. So how would you guys make the slang term for university in Australian English without looking at the comments? University. University would get shortened to uni. University gets turned into uni. So what about some other slang terms? Do you guys know any other slang terms in Australian English? Can you think of any? And can you use them in a sentence below? When we go through them, can you type a sentence using these slang terms, guys? Because that's a good way to practice them so that when you hear them, you'll recognize what they are and what they mean. So this is always a good way of trying to learn stuff. It's using it straight away. And while we're doing that, I will try and find some more for you. Okay, let's find. All right, I've got one. All right, Ruchi's got one. A brickie. Who can tell me what a brickie would be? A brickie. If a brickie puts together a brick wall, he's the guy who puts together the brick wall. He's a brickie. He's a brick layer, right? A brick layer. So can you use brickie in a sentence? Brickie, brickie. Oh, my mate's a brickie. I love watching brickies. Brickies work really hard. They work in the sun, they get tanned, and after work, they sink some beers at the pub. They have a few pints, a few pots, and they have some stubbies, they have some tinnies. Brickies are great guys. What else have we got? Chocky. Who knows what chocky is? If I have chocky, I love eating chocky. Chock. There's only a few words in English that would have chock at the start. Chock is chocolate, right? So if I want to have some chocky, I want to have some chocolate. Chocky, that's a good one. Smoko. Eliana's used. Smoko is a really common slang term in Australia. Smoko. I might go for a smoko after work. I might go for a smoko before work. But most importantly, I might go for a smoko during work. And it's a 5-minute break. A 5-minute break. A quick smoko. And this will be when you've gone outside in order to smoke. So you want to go and smoke. You want to take 5 minutes. You have a smoko. I'm going to go outside and have a smoko. Can you guys use smoko in a sentence? Write it down in the comments, guys. Chuck smoko in the comments. And what about biscuits? All right, new sociopath has said biscuits. What is the slang term for biscuits in Australian English? This is a good one. This will be used quite a bit. My nana, my grandmother would use this. Do you want some bickies? Do you want some biscuits? So we're talking about Australian slang, guys. All about Australian slang and the kind of slang, the words, the expressions that you'll hear in Australia or that you'll hear when Australians speak to you guys. So these are really common words. Biscuits gets turned into bickies. And these are like cookies. They're the small cakes. They're flat. You put them in the oven, you pull them out of the oven, and then you eat them. You might hand them around at a party. Bickies. My nana used to love coming around with bickies when we go to her house. All right, what about brekkie? What does brekkie mean, guys? Who can tell me what brekkie is? And bonus points if you can tell me something you would have at brekkie. So brekkie. I have brekkie in the morning. I might have milk during my brekkie. I might have cereal. Eliana's got it. Brekkie is breakfast. Breakfast, the first and most important meal of the day, right, guys? Brekkie, breakfast. Ruchi got it as well. So what would you eat during breakfast, guys? Can you give me some examples of food that you would eat in Australia? And I guess one trick question for you. What would you put on toast in Australia that is black and salty? So it's not jam, it's not honey, it's not, I guess, Nutella, but it looks kind of like Nutella. What's the famous spread that you would put on toast in the morning in Australia during brekkie? Starts with a V. Veg. Starts with a V. Vegemite. Eliana's got it. So Gideon wants to know what the expression couch potato means. The expression a couch potato. So if I said that you were a couch potato because you're always sitting at home, you're always sitting in the couch, which is like a sofa. You normally have a couch in front of a TV here. So you're sitting in the couch, you're doing nothing, you're being lazy. You're being a real couch potato. So do you guys know anyone who's a couch potato in your families? Do you have friends or family who are couch potatoes? When you're really active, you get outside and you do a lot of things outside. Yeah, it's a very boring person. Someone who's not very active, they're a couch potato. And I guess the opposite kind of thing could be a gym junkie. Who knows what a gym junkie is? So a junkie is a sort of slang term used for someone who is addicted to drugs. If you inject heroin or you might sniff heroin or some kind of drug, you're a junkie. And if you're a gym junkie, it means you're obsessed or you're addicted to the gym, right? So you like going and doing weights, chin-ups, bicep curls, maybe squats, chest press, all of those different exercises. You love doing gym-related exercises. You're a gym junkie, mate. A gym junkie. All right, what other ones have we got here? You guys got smoko. Yeah, you're killing it. Bickies. A scorcher. There you go. Akan said, what's a scorcher? Do you guys remember this? I put it up recently. A scorcher. If it is 40 degrees outside right now, today is a scorcher, mate. It's an absolute scorcher. Scorcher. So this is spelt like this. Scorcher. S-C-O-R-C-H-E-R. And it means a really hot day. So if something is scorching, it is incredibly hot. You could scorch the earth. Something could be scorched. And that is that it's like really burnt. That's it. Faisal got it. You nailed it. Hot weather. Hot weather. So if we went into the outback in Australia, we went for a drive, maybe there's dirt roads, we see kangaroos and emus, the sun's up there, no clouds, it's like 40 degrees, it's an absolute scorcher, mate. Just a scorcher. Really, really hot. So don't get out of the car, mate. Stay in the car. Okay? Always stay in the car. All right, what else have we got here? Can you talk about some of those rhyming terms like dead horse is sauce? So Frankie wants to know about dead horse. We've got a few of these, but Frankie, they're not that common. Dead horse is used as a sort of joke slang term in Australia for tomato sauce. So I'll write this out for you, dead horse. And it's just because it rhymes. There's no other real association there. It's just kind of a joke. Can you pass me the dead horse? Can you pass me the tomato sauce? So, yeah, we use those sometimes, but I think that's an older generation thing. I probably wouldn't ever really use that unless I'm making a joke intentionally. Like, yeah, give us the dead horse, mate. I need to put some dead horse on my chips, on my spuds, on my fish and chips. So Rocio loves having scrambled eggs for brekkie. Nice one. Nice one. Vegemite. Have you guys, who's had Vegemite here? And what did you think? Tell me in a comment below, guys. Have you ever tried Vegemite and did you enjoy it? And was it something that you tried and hated originally but then grew to love? Or did you love it right from the get-go? So tell me if you've ever tried Vegemite in Australia, because this is something that I loved growing up. And I have it from time to time now, Vegemite. It's pretty tasty, but I can definitely understand that it is a pretty full-on taste to try and to be new trying. But yeah, Zainab doesn't like it. She says it's incredibly salty and she hates it. Oh, you'll just have to keep trying it. It's a fine taste. It takes a little while to get used to. So New Sociopath wants to know, hang one's hat. So if you hang your hat up, that's to get your hat and hang it on the wall. Although I'm not really sure how that would be used as an expression. There's probably a few ways of using hang your hat. Hang your hat. To be a resident. This is an American expression apparently. So if you hang your hat somewhere like that, it means that this is your location, your place. So I guess someone might say, where do you hang your hat? Meaning, where do you live? Where do you reside? Where is your current residence? The place that you live in. Okay, so that's an interesting one. I just learnt that. I don't really know that expression. Apparently it's American. So what else? What else have we got? Survey, scorcher, hot weather. A chook. A chook is a good one. Does anyone here know what a chook is? If I said that I had a chook hutch, a hutch, like a little enclosure in my backyard where I keep chooks. I keep these chooks. Chooks make the sound. That's a chook, right? Do you know the English word, the proper English word for a chook? Who can tell me? Who can tell me in a comment below? That's it. Ruchi nailed it. A chicken. So a chook is just another way of saying a chicken. It's probably usually going to be used for a female chicken. You probably wouldn't use this for a male chicken. What would you call a male chicken? And it starts with the letter R. Okay? So you've got chickens, which can be chooks, and they can be hens. Chook and hen. But what is the male version of a chicken? Do you guys know what the male version is? That starts with an R. And it's the one in the morning that does the cock-a-doodle-doo. Who knows the word for that? That's it. Rocio nailed it. Rocio and Eliana got it as well. A rooster. A rooster. So a rooster crows. To crow is to make that sound. Cock-a-doodle-doo. That's it. But a female chicken is a hen or a chook. And we can use chook in Australian English to mean sort of like a cute way of saying idiot. So you might say, he's been a bit of a chook. He's been a bit of an idiot. Chook. Okay? Chook. What else have we got here? How should we pronounce words? Let me just scroll down here, guys. Sorry. How should we pronounce words like get, put, let, but, what, that, if they're followed by a vowel? Okay. Ramsey wants to know about the T-flap. Okay. So in English, and this is really common in Australian English, although this is English everywhere, guys, if you have, and I'm just trying to find my little whiteboard here. All right. If you have a word that has a vowel and it's followed by one or more T's and then it's followed by another vowel, hopefully this is around the right way, although I think this is backwards. You've got a vowel, a T or two T's, and then another vowel. This sound changes from T to D. It's kind of like a D sound. It's called the T flap. Okay, so if I said get it, I would pronounce that as get it. Get it. So I don't say the t in the T. Get it. If I want someone to put something somewhere, I might say put it over there. Put it over there. And I would, when saying this quickly, it'd be put it over there. Put it over there. Put it over there. So it becomes very quick and easy to say. And this is done by me going ra, ra with the tongue. The tongue flicks. It doesn't go t, like it doesn't hit the roof and go t. It just flicks. Put it over. Put it over. Sounds like a D, okay? So that's a really good trick if you want to sound more like a native speaker when speaking English, guys. So what else have we got here? Get, let, put. Try saying some tongue twisters. Tongue twisters. All right, we can do some tongue twisters. I just have to look them up. Let's look for some common tongue twisters in Australian English, and I can try and do them. I guess one of the most common ones is she sells seashells at the seashore or by the seashore. She sells seashells by the seashore. So that's a really good tongue twister if you guys want to practice saying s and sh. She sells seashells by the seashore. She sells seashells by the seashore. So that took a lot of practice. I've done that for years. What's another one? All right, here's a really big one. This is going to be deadly. This is going to be deadly, guys. Let's see. Okay. Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers. A peck of pickled peppers Peter Piper picked. If Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers, where's the peck of pickled peppers Peter Piper picked? Nailed it. Nailed it. All right. So that's obviously one that's good for pep, pip, peck, and pick. It's a tough one, but that's worth practicing. But yeah, they take time. I've never seen this one, so we can give this one a go, okay? I'll write this for you. Let's see. Betty Botter bought some butter, but she said the butter's bitter. If I put it in my batter, it will make my batter bitter. But a bit of better butter will make my batter better. So 'twas better Betty Botter bought a bit of better butter. Jesus, that's a full-on one, guys. That is a full-on one, okay? So that's good because it's bet, bot, bat, and butt, okay? So you'll be practicing all those different vowel sounds, but bet, bot, butt, bet, bat. And I guess the good thing about that tongue twister is that you will have to practice the T flap, because in every single one of those words, better, you're going to have to use the better, better sound. So you'll sound a lot more like a native if you practice these kinds of tongue twisters quite a bit. Okay, so what else have we got here? Thanks. Another one. I felt English is spoken from the throat and not from the stomach. Do you know what I mean? Do you have any idea? What's an example, Ramsey? That's an interesting one. I think it's definitely high in the head. English sounds like it's a lot more in the mouth, up in the head here. So I'm just going to blow my nose. Sorry, guys. I'm suffering from a cold at the moment. What other questions have you guys got? So we did some tongue twisters. Have you guys got any other questions? Any other slang words in Australian English that you know? Put them down in a comment below and we can discuss them. Okay. So Pete, cheese and kisses is a woman. Leonardo. So this is an example of rhyming slang, guys. Cheese and kisses. And it's slang for misses. So I believe, again, I don't use this. Cheese and kisses, I think means, where's the missus? Missus, as in your wife. So Mr., Mrs., where's the missus? That's my wife. Okay, guys? And yeah, sometimes you might hear Australian slang as rhyming slang, cheese and misses, which is used in place of another word. So that's a really, really funny one though. Where's the cheese and kisses? Avo. Anna wants to know what avo is. And avo, if I eat some avo, it's green avo. It's really soft. It's kind of got really soft flesh that's green. What do you guys think an avo is? Avo. An avocado. It's an avocado, guys. An avocado. All right. What happens in Australia stays in Australia. It does, it does. All right. Any other slang terms, guys? Do you know how to say Australia like an Australian? Australia. So you've got the word Australia, but often you'll hear this as Australia. Australia. I live in Australia. 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 That's a really good way of pronouncing it. If you can get that, you'll resonate with a lot of Australians. Australia, yeah, Leonardo got it. Matter, meter, yep, that's awesome. See you soon, big baboon. That's definitely an interesting one. That's definitely an interesting one. I haven't heard that before. I've definitely heard see you later, alligator, though. See you later, alligator. Oh, yeah. Dunny. Who knows what a dunny is? If I'm going to go to the dunny, I'm going to the loo. If I'm going to go to the dunny, I'm busting. I really, really have to go to the dunny. I need to go to the dunny. It means I need to go to the toilet, guys. Dunny is a really commonly used one. So I would use this, although I would use this in informal situations. I wouldn't use this in formal situations. The dunny, okay? How's it going, Janabek? Nice to meet you guys. A loader. Sharka. What's a loader? I don't think I know what that is. See you later, alligator. That's it, G. Exactly. Mohammed's asked about whether mozzie stands for mosquito. That's it. So that's Australian slang as well, guys. Moz, mosquito. We've taken the first syllable, mos, and we've made it moz. And then we put an E sound on the end. And the mozzie is that little bug that makes that sound at night. It's really annoying. It stings you, it sucks your blood. Mozzie. I hate mozzies. Absolutely hate them. What else? Do you guys know any other Australian slang? Any other slang words that you would like me to talk about and use? See you next time. Can we use see you next time? We definitely can, Ali. See you next time is see you later. So next time we meet is when I'll see you. See you next time. That's a really good one. Thought a lighter. Ah, Sharka, yeah. A lighter, not a loader. A lighter. To light up a cigarette. Yeah, that's it. A lighter, we would call it lighting up a ciggy. A ciggy is a slang term for cigarette. A cigarette, a ciggy. I'm going to have a ciggy. Might have a ciggy with the boys. Ciggy. Thongs. Thongs and flip-flops. Who knows what thongs are? Who knows what thongs are? Thongs, if I put thongs on, I might be going to the beach. I might be also wearing some boardies. Thongs are sandals, I guess. Flip-flops. They call them flip-flops in the US, but we call them thongs in Australia. Okay? Flip-flops. Flip-flops because they make that sound. Flip-flop, 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 flip when you walk around. And that's it. Ciggy is spelt either C-I-G-G-Y, or C-I-G-G-I-E. Okay. Mina's suggested Macca's. Macca's is a really good one. Who knows what Macca's is and what might you buy at Macca's? If I'm going to Macca's, I'm going to a kind of restaurant. It's a very popular restaurant in Australia. It has a big M outside of it. That's it. Eliana's got this one. She's nailed it. It is McDonald's. McDonald's. The big M out the front of McDonald's. We call that Macca's in Australia. Macca's. And we buy chips there. We get burgers. We get all kinds of bad food. And what's that kind of food called, guys? It's not good for you. It's not healthy. You shouldn't include it in your diet very often. It is something food. Something food. What's the word that starts with a J that we put in front of that expression that is for food that you shouldn't eat? Bad food. Anyone? Can anyone get it? Junk food. Right, guys? That's it. Valeria nailed it. Junk food. You shouldn't eat too much junk food. It's bad for your health. You'll get too fat. Right? What else have we got here? Junk food. Everyone's got it. Everyone's got it. Any other slang terms, guys? Any other slang terms that you want to practice or that you've heard recently? Any other one? Vico. I don't think I've heard Vico before. Mirko? What is a Vico? Is that like a slang term for Victoria? I'm going to go to Victoria. That's it. Fast food is another way of saying sort of junk food. It's food that you can buy quickly. You can get it really fast. So we call it fast food. It's takeaway food. You go to the shops and you buy some fast food. And that food could be really spicy if it's Indian food. It could be Chinese food. It might be spicy if it's Chinese food as well. New Sociopath wants to know what a metaphor is. A metaphor, if I say that quickly, is said figuratively. So it's kind of like a story or some kind of example that isn't literal, right? It's a metaphor. So the definition here is a figure of speech that describes something, but it's not literal, right? It's a metaphor for something else. So yeah, for instance, if something's really difficult, I'll say it's a pain in the ass, it's a pain in the butt. So as in my bottom is really sore, that's a metaphor for something that's difficult. My bottom isn't really sore, it's not really in pain. I'm using it as a way of describing that. What else have we got here? Vico for Victoria. I have not heard that before, Mirko. You guys are teaching me slang. So Liz has asked about bossy. Bossy is just an adjective. If someone's bossy, they boss you around. They make you do things. They tell you to do things. She's really bossy. She's always telling me what to do. Jose wants to know what fella means. Fella. Fella is used for a man, so a bloke, a guy. He's a good fella. I'll see you fellas later. Fella is just a male person, a fella. A son of a gun. That's a good expression. I think that's American. Son of a gun would be someone who is really cool, really nice. You really like him. He's a real son of a gun. So it's kind of a nice way of saying son of a bitch. Son of a bitch would be the negative thing that you would say. Son of a gun would be the positive. He's a son of a gun, and that guy there, who I really dislike, I don't like at all, is a son of a bitch. And I wouldn't use son of a bitch in any kind of formal situation. Okay, what about the word cheesy? Cheesy, that's a difficult one. Cheesy is like soppy. It's something that you could say that's kind of, I need to look that up. I know what it is, but it's hard for me to define on the spot. Cheesy. So cheap, low quality, that's kind of how it's used. I would say, yeah, exaggerated or likely to be insincere. So if someone says something like, oh, you look so nice today, it's a bit cheesy. It's a bit cheesy, okay? So we might use it in that sense. It's kind of exaggerated. He's got a cheesy grin. Where he smiles a lot, he's got a cheesy grin, okay? What else there? I'm broke. If you're broke, it means that you have no money, okay? I'm broke at the moment. I have no money, guys. I'm broke. So that's a common one. You'll hear that's everywhere, though. What else have we got? Attaboy. Attaboy is something that you would say to encourage someone, or attagirl. So if it's a girl, you would say attagirl. And if it's a boy, you would say attaboy. And those are spelt like A-T-T-A. These are sort of slang terms though. Attaboy and attagirl. And it's just a way of saying a real, encouragement. Attaboy, attagirl. That's dog. Lorena, she wants to know what that's dog means. So that's dog. I think I would use that to describe someone who's done something that was nasty or horrible or sly. Really, stole something, did something horrible to you. You could say that was dog. That was really dog. And I guess it's kind of associating that with the dog, the animal. I don't know why we think that dogs are bad, but if someone is a dog or something is dog, it is that it's a bad thing. It's, you can't trust it or him. You might use this on a person. He's a real dog. You'll hear people in jail use that. He's a real dog. Jose wants to know, how do we use to cheer up? So to cheer up, guys, we turn this into a phrasal verb. We add up on the end to mean to make more, to increase, to bring up. And if we cheer is happiness. So I'm really cheerful. I'm happy. If I cheer someone up, I make them happy. I make them happier. So yeah, I want to cheer someone up by telling them a joke. I'm going to tell them a joke to make them happy, to make them more cheerful. I want to cheer them up. Okay, what's another one here? We can use lie for relax, because usually my friend said, I lie on my bed. You can say, yeah, to lie down, to relax, lie for relax, but I would probably just say kick back. Kick back's a really good one, where it's like to lean backwards and put your feet up, to kick back. Oh, Petcha's here, Ryan's here. Welcome, guys, welcome. To have a comb. So Imran wants to know what to have a comb means. To have a comb. And I would imagine this is to have a comb through something. So, in fact, I can probably show you what a comb is, guys. So, unfortunately though, I have no hair at the moment. This is a comb, okay? This is a comb. When I had a beard, or when I had hair on my head, I comb through my hair, right? I comb through my hair. The hair is going through these little teeth in the comb, so I'm combing through something. So if I comb through something though, like a book, this is a phrasal verb where it's to kind of look through, right? To comb through. Just kind of, you know, casually, it's relaxed. It's not really, I'm just going to have a look through the book. So to have a comb like this through something is to browse, to have a look through something, to have a comb through something. So that's a really good one, Imran. I like that. Zainab, tap out. Tap out's a really good phrasal verb. Tap out would be to tap, which would be like if I have something here and I do this, that's to tap. Tap. If I tap out, it's that I'm doing this to signify I'm leaving. I'm going out. I'm going. I'm leaving. Tapping out. So I use this word in jiu-jitsu. It's a martial art that I do. If I tap, I submit, and I say, you win, I'm out. I tap out. So we use this quite a bit for surrender, give up, or leave. Okay, so you might hear people say this at parties. You guys are having a party, and one of you's like, I'm out, I'm going, I'm going to walk out, I'm going to leave. I'm going to tap out. So, sorry guys, I've got to go, tap out. What else have we got here? To miss or rock the boat. All right, that's a good one, Assad. So if you miss the boat, it's to miss your opportunity. So imagine you've got, say, a river here that you've got to cross. You've got to get a boat from here to the other side of the river. So you are trying to get on the boat to get across the river. If you miss the boat, you miss your chance to cross the river. So you miss the boat. Oh, sorry, mate. Missed the boat. So that's a metaphor. We could use that as a metaphor. You'll hear that quite often used if someone's just missed their opportunity. There's tickets to a concert and the tickets have all been sold. Bugger, I missed the boat. I didn't get the opportunity to buy tickets. I missed it. Yes, and that's it. You could say the ship has sailed. The ship has sailed. Reed has just used that expression as well. The ship has sailed. So to miss the boat and the ship has sailed. Those are really, really good ones. And what was the other one? You used another one with boat. Rock the boat. So to rock something is to get it to do this. So to make it sway, to make it rock. So if you get in a boat and suddenly shake it so that it rocks, it's kind of like to negatively disturb the boat, okay? So figuratively, it would be like to ruin something, to do something negative somewhere. You're rocking the boat, mate. So imagine that I am having a discussion with a group of people. If someone comes in and starts shouting, dude, you're rocking the boat. What's going on? You're ruining this. You know, you're making this situation bad. You're rocking the boat. All right. What else, guys? Have you got any other questions for me here? Why would you even have a comb at home? Gideon, I had a comb because yesterday I had a beard that was this big. I've actually shaved it as of today, okay? So I had a beard. And I was combing the beard when I woke up, because when I woke up in the morning, the beard it was everywhere, but I shaved it, okay? That's why I've got a comb at home. So the beard came off. I just decided that it was time to get rid of it. It was time for a new look. I was a bit over the beard. To be over something is to have had enough of that thing. I'm over, I don't know, having a beard. I'm over this kind of music. I'm over it. I started another expression with boat. To be on the same boat. So you could miss the boat to miss your opportunity. You can rock the boat to sort of disturb a situation. And if you're on the same boat as someone, it means you're in the same situation as someone else. So imagine that I go to the dentist and there's a huge line to have my teeth looked at. If someone comes behind me and is like, oh God, this line is huge, I could say, yeah, you're in the same boat. We're both here waiting. We're both in the same boat. So what is another one? When do we use up to much? So if you are up to something, it means you're doing it. Okay, what are you up to? What are you doing? What are you guys up to at the moment? You guys are up to learning English. That's what you're up to. What are you doing? What are you up to? So that's a really good phrasal verb. But if you're up to much, that means doing a lot. Are you doing much? Are you up to much? Are you up to much? Are you doing much? Okay? To cop out. That's a good one. New sociopaths ask this one as well. To cop out. So you can use this as a verb, to cop out, and you can also use it as a noun. Something is a cop out. This is another one of those ones that's kind of difficult to define for me off the top of my head, for me to just do this from memory. So it's an informal way of saying avoid doing something that you should do. So imagine that tonight, instead of getting on Facebook here to give this live English lesson, I came up with an excuse. I made an excuse as to why I couldn't do it. Maybe I said, my teacup broke, so I can't give the lesson. That's a cop-out. That's meaning like it's a poor excuse made to avoid doing something. It's a cop-out. I have copped out, so we can use it as a noun or a verb by making this really bad excuse. All right, Whale wants to know, what's the picture behind me? So guys, I have postcards here that all of my listeners, I have a podcast, the Aussie English podcast, for anyone that wants to learn Australian English. And I currently have people sending me postcards from all over the world. So they can send me postcards. This only started last week, but I'm putting them up on the wall here. If you guys have questions or if you just want to say hello, I would love for you to send me postcards. You can send them to, and I'll put it in here for you, 597 Ocean Grove, 3226, Victoria, Australia. So you can post the postcards to PO Box 597, Ocean Grove, 3226, Victoria, Australia. The picture here though, probably the most common one, is a bunch of slang terms in Australian English. So this is the stereotypical Australian guy. He's got a tinny, a VB. He's wearing a wife beater, which is this singlet. We call them wife beaters. And we call them wife beaters because men who wear these hit their wives. That's a stereotype. It's not true, but it's a stereotype. And he's wearing Dunlop shoes. He's got an Kebria hat, and he's got a ciggy in his mouth. So he's the stereotypical Australian guy. So this was sent to me by Juliana from Brazil. Okay? So that's why. If you guys want to send me postcards, you are more than welcome to, and I will put them up here. I want to fill the entire wall with postcards. So I've got a few that are coming along, but yeah, feel free to. I guess too, if you guys are interested in learning Australian English, then do a search for the Aussie English podcast. I'll put a link below. You guys can, it's free. You can listen to it on your phone. You can, there's weekly episodes that come out. You can sign up. And there's also the Aussie English classroom where you guys get lessons with exercises to work on pronunciation, learn phrasal verbs, and all of that good stuff. And you can sign up for that for just $1. So if you guys are trying to learn Australian English or English in general, I really recommend signing up to the Aussie English classroom. $1 for the first month. Give it a go. But I might finish up, guys, because my voice is starting to fail. So thanks so much for watching, guys. Thanks so much for coming to the class, for all of your amazing questions. I cannot believe that we got past 100 people watching this episode. That has blown me away. That has really shocked me. That's really impressed me. So I really appreciate you guys coming along. Make sure you check out the YouTube channel, like the Facebook page, like this post, give it a boost, and yeah, tag anyone that might find this useful. If you've got friends that are going to Australia or they're having trouble with the Australian accent, then my passion here is teaching you guys Australian English. So make sure you tag them or share this page with them and say g'day to them from me as well. So anyway, guys, with that, I really appreciate it. Thanks so much for coming along, and I guess I will see you the same time next week. 7 p.m. is when these classes are on Facebook, guys. 7 p.m. on Mondays and Thursdays. Be there or be square, okay? So thanks again, guys, and I wish you guys all the best. See ya.